Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Chapel podcast with the latest Disney Chapel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today, Mickey's Toontown has some new offerings. Ohana Summer Fun at Disney's Aulani Resort and the Oscars are coming to both Disney World and Disneyland.
Yes, Mickey's Toontown. It's opening soon, March 19th, and there's more to offer there than you may think. Everyone's thinking about the rides, attractions, all the new stuff, the park space they've added, but it's the food, people. It's the food.
It's always about the food.
So this week in the news, Disney has released lots of teasers, photos, and everything else about the menu. So let's share this first look. And there's a pretty big array of tempting snacks and drinks to discover. There's two new food locations.
There is Café Daisy's, which is a brand new eatery where Daisy will be showing off her culinary skills with the help of the talented Disney culinary cast members. And then there's also Good Boy Grocers.
Yeah, let's start with what you get. So Good Boy Grocers, well, we'll get to that in a minute. The Daisy one, what's it called?
Café Daisy.
Café Daisy is the sort of quick service restaurant, and there's some pretty cool stuff. All right, so what do we have at Café Daisy?
Yes. So first up, we have Daisy's Dressed Up Dog, which is an all-beef foot-long hot dog.
Yep, I'm there for that.
It has chili cheese sauce, mac and cheese, and Parmesan potato crispies with house-made chips.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff on a hot dog. We're gonna post
a three-person meal.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some pictures of these things. But, you know, there's a simpler hot dog as well, so you don't have to get the loaded hot dog.
Yes, the regular Daisy dog is still an all-beef foot-long hot dog, but just with house-made chips, and you can have the option of adding chili cheese sauce.
Do they offer chili cheese sauce at Min and Bill's in Hollywood Studios? Because that's where we get footlongs at Disney World.
I feel like the solution to make this a lighter meal is just to cut it like in half, make it half a foot instead of making it equally as long.
The foot long, especially if you get the loaded one. Yeah, especially the loaded one.
That's not helpful.
But the next one is what's really cool to me, and I love the pictures, and I'm going to make a version of this at Disney Resort North here this summer in our brick oven that we have in the backyard.
Yes, and this is very exciting. Although they do have regular cheese and pepperoni pizza for the little ones, the cheesy pizza flop over.
I love that, the flop over.
There's a little bit of a elevated, shall we say, dish, which has mozzarella and provolone with tomato sauce, and the pepperoni pizza flop over has pepperoni, mozzarella, and provolone with tomato sauce, and it's like a pizza that's folded in half, and then they have Parmesan on the outside and seasoning. It looks so good.
It looks like a calzone, but not, I just mean in the shape. Or even, you know what it really looks like is a quesadilla in a way, a folded quesadilla. So we're going to try that this year. We do have a full-size brick oven here in the backyard at Disney Resort North in the smokehouse. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to flop them over, just like they do. So it's basically all the ooey-gooey stuffings on the inside, but it sort of seeps out around the edges because it's a half circle. But I like how they put Parmesan and probably some Italian spice on the top. Anyway, that sounds good, and it looks delicious.
Yes, and of course, for our plant-based friends, they have the Spring Garden Wrap, which is plant-based and combines romaine and quinoa in a wrap with creamy lemon dressing and toasted pumpkin seeds served with house-made chips.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good, too, if you want something lighter or you are plant-based. And as Amelia said, the little ones have regular pizza, but there's also mini corn dogs. They're almost the size of like a chicken nugget, and then mini mac and cheese and all the stuff a little kid might like. And you can add to everything Toontown tater chips. That's their house-made chips that you can add on to any meal if they don't have them. And then it doesn't sound like they have a ton of dessert, but they do have some.
Yeah, there's mostly Daisy's Goody Goody Donuts with cinnamon sugar, and they're the dessert option here. But really, let's be honest, there's much better dessert options elsewhere.
So, that's what I would say. Maybe have one of those, pizza or the hot dog loaded, but get your dessert elsewhere. You might want Gibson Girl ice cream or something else like we like to have in the park.
Yes.
So many options for desserts in Disneyland.
But there are some good drink options.
Yes. The Picnic Time Watermelon Lemonade. So this is Minute Maid's Zero Sugar Lemonade. I like that. Watermelon premium syrup and watermelon gummies. So it still sounds pretty sweet for me. But if you like coffee, There's a specialty cold brew, so B with lots of R's, EW.
This is made with Joffrey's caramel plus sea salt and whipped topping. This sounds delicious.
Yeah,
Please
it's
sign me up.
Joffrey's caramel mudslide cold brew, so it's not just Joffrey's regular coffee. So that's the one I might try if I was there.
That's the one I would go for. In addition to something very special from our other Toontown eatery location, Good Boy Grocers, over at the Toontown Farmers Market.
Yeah, so this is like, they say it's a roadside stand with grab-and-go drinks, but it's one of those little...
And food.
Food carts, basically. Yeah. And they have some weird options there. Pickles. So... Mini Baby Bell snack cheese, so, I get that. And then Coke products, water bottles, and Topo Chico.
Our favorite sparkling mineral water.
Yes, it is our favorite. So Topo Chico from Mexico.
Yes, they also have some gluten allergy-friendly cookies, fruit bars, and whole fruit. But they do have a pretty alluring draw that might keep you away from Café Daisy.
Yeah, this is going to be the must-have item. They have a whole picnic basket novelty set, and it sort of comes in two parts. You can buy the whole basket thing, because they have a lot of grassy areas. I think it's fake grass, but still nice greeny areas where you can sit. So they sell you this basket, and you get 3 things. You can choose from mandarin oranges or yogurt smoothies and applesauce, granola bars, gluten-friendly fig bars, and more. And then water or Minute Maid juice boxes. But then they also have this picnic blanket, this Mickey and Minnie picnic blanket that goes with it. And who is not going to buy this stuff?
This is Disney really said, how do we keep people out of line for the rides? Keep them in line for this.
I think I would buy one of these. You can use this in the yard and stuff.
No, I would too. They will be very successful in their marketing scheme. So good on you, Disney. I also want one.
So lots of food coming as well to Toontown. So looking forward to the reopening there and checking out not only the new area and attractions. Now let's jump over to Hawaii. Disney is talking about Aulani. So if you have not planned your summer holidays yet, get on it.
Yeah.
Because Aulani, we can tell you firsthand,
a little bit late in the game, but
is an amazing place to spend a Hawaiian vacation and also see other parts of the island. But Disney's featuring a lot of things right now that you can do at the park. And we've done all these, so let's talk quickly about them in case you're not familiar with Aulani. It is a massive resort with huge pools, lots of water slides, although they're getting refurbed now, and lots of things to do. So there's a few things that they're talking about. They're free guided tours.
Yes, that's important. Free. So definitely get on that. If you're looking for a way to explore the resort, there are 2 different ones.
And these are really good to do because Disney put a lot of thought in the Imagineering of Aulani, and that's really what these are about. So we can talk about a couple of them here.
It's very well designed. So firstly, we have the nature and wildlife of Aulani Resort. So,
Makaikia.
Yes,
Makaiki'i, that's what it's called.
Yes, which is a tour or sightseeing experience.
Walking tour around the park. It is like a park around the resort.
This tour takes you on a walking tour around Aulani with an in-depth look at the balance of both man-made and natural structures in the surrounding area. And they will have a guide who will highlight the broad canopy of the
Waikoloa Valley. That's what they call the whole central area of the resort.
Yes, and the lush space full of mischievous waters between the 2 towers of the resort and some other beautiful spaces that are actually natural that Aulani is built upon.
Oh, so I see there. Now, the second one, I'm just looking at my Hawaiian, it's not my first tongue, believe it or not. So the other one also says Makaiki'i, so that must mean tour, and then the name of the tour comes after it. So this one is the Art of Aulani Resort, and I believe this is the one we did.
Yes, this is a very exciting tour, which we actually followed, where Disney Imagineers reached out to local artists to help tell the story of Hawaii through the resort. And this tour is how the island inspiration helps bring the resort to life. So along the way, a guide will showcase the unique interior design aspects and the dramatic storytelling of the murals that are in the resort, as well as one of the largest collections of contemporary Hawaiian artwork on all of the islands.
And you know what I love about these tours? If you're a Disney fan, do one or both of them, depending on how long you're there, because you get tons of cool insider information from the cast members that you really want to know, all the secret hidden stuff about the resort. And speaking about hidden things, when you're at Aulani, forget hidden Mickeys, my friend. They've got something much more Hawaiian and very cool to offer. The mischievous menehune. So the menehune are their In the Hawaiian legend, the little people of the islands, they're known for their skilled craftsmanship, and you'll find evidence of these little mischievous menehune all over the resort, some in plain sight, and some are hidden in the most unusual places. And they're a lot cooler to look for in some ways than hidden Mickeys, because you don't have to guess if it's a menehune. You'll know when you see him.
And there is, luckily for you, the Menehune Adventure Trail.
Oh, this is a fun thing to do.
Yes,
we did this.
This when we were there, which will take you around the resort with an interactive scavenger hunt with fun surprises, and you will have a special Aulani tablet, which will let you solve riddles, discover hidden wonders, and also learn about Hawaiian history and culture along the way. And best of all, this is another free adventure for both kids and adults.
That's one of the things I really like about Aulani. The tours are free. This Menehune Adventure Trail is free. There's a lot of free stuff to do there. Of course, there's paid stuff like snorkeling and the reef. And the next one we'll talk, which we did, learning how to play ukulele. We also did this, but even the fee for that was not a lot. It's not like
by Disney standards.
It's not like a party in the parks type of thing where it's $175 a person or something like that. No, it's much, much more reasonable.
Yes.
So if you want to learn ukulele,
there's a 45-minute interactive experience where you can learn a little about the Hawaiian instrument history and learn how to play a couple chords. And by the end of the class, you can actually play along to a couple popular songs because most songs aren't too advanced.
Yeah, and you learn 3 or 4 chords, and just like on guitar, with 3 or 4 chords, you can play quite a few songs. So they'll set you up to go with a few songs, and they have the ukuleles. You do not have to bring your own. Of course, if you have one, if you've just bought one on the island.
Yeah, of course, if you want to buy one, there are plenty of options available to you.
Don't go overboard like I did and buy a custom koa wood ukulele.
Sounds great, though.
It is great, though, so we brought that home. But they'll have them, or you can bring your own. And then finally, it's Oscar season, and both Disneyland and Walt Disney World are getting in the swing of things this year, so you can celebrate the Oscars at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, as we will be, as we're there in a couple of days.
Yes, so not only do they have some special Oscar photo booth areas set up, but there are also some special Oscars food, because of course, at Disney World, there is the ABC commissary, which has some special treats.
In Hollywood Studios.
Yes, and as well as some specialty Oscars popcorn, which they just said would be specially flavored.
Yeah, we don't know what the flavor is.
I'm assuming it's a little bit sweet. There was in Disneyland Paris, there is also a special sweet type of popcorn that they don't have at Wonderland.
Yeah, it was colored, wasn't it? Like all multicolored, like rainbow-colored popcorn?
No, it just tasted sweeter. Those are different. They have special popcorn in Galaxy's Edge as well.
Oh, that's where that was.
But yeah, I do assume that like the popcorn in Disneyland Paris, they'll probably just be a little bit sweeter. Maybe some caramel drizzle on it, so we'll have to see. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so at Disneyland, there's a huge sort of photo wall in the Grand Californian, and then in California Adventure Park has most of the things, because that's sort of the showbiz park at Disneyland. And at Walt Disney World, of course, it's Hollywood Studios, so keep your eye out there, as Amelia said, at the commissary. And also Disney Springs has a photo wall area for the Oscars. So we're going to try to take part in all of this, along with all the food from Flower and Garden and everything else, eating our way around the world, as everyone loves to do. All right, that is the news for this week. Thank you for joining us here at 1923 Main Street. Follow along on social media on pretty much every channel at 1923 Main Street. And we will see you again next week, live from Walt Disney World. Have a magical day.
Bye-bye.